So I've always sucked at journaling. And I thought, well, I have this camera. What if I did something similar to that, just in video format? And it's called a vlog to most people. Okay, I'm not gonna see it that way. I know, it's super lame. Wow, what a quirky guy. What a quirky dude. He's just built different. He's revolutionizing the vlog, okay? And he thinks he's doing something special and unique. Well, you're right. I am. I've always loved the idea of keeping a journal and have attempted to start one a million times over. And I know that that's probably the case with a lot of people. Once again, not very special. But I figured one of the best ways to keep me motivated would be to maybe do it in a different way, in a way that I enjoy. And I typically have this free time that I come outside and try to enjoy outside and smoke my pipe, and I'm just kind of like left here alone with my thoughts, and I've never really enjoyed getting my thoughts out on paper. Maybe I'm lazy, or maybe I'm a millennial, so writing isn't necessarily a strong suit because of that, for good or for bad. But here we are. So this is mainly for me because I have a terrible memory, and I've always hated that about myself. I have an awful memory. I can't ever seem to remember not even just the small details, but even larger details of life, cool stories or interesting days that I want to keep in memory. I've always hated that. So I'm the type of person that would benefit greatly from a journal. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to try, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And who knows, this may require more work out of me than a journal would, because I'll probably do a little bit of editing, and I hate video editing. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think this may be a bad idea. But yeah, anyway, even though I'm mainly doing this for myself, obviously I'm putting it up on YouTube. So I do need to add a little bit of context for people that watch. So let's get the pleasantries out of the way. I'm Nate. I have a beautiful wife and a beautiful daughter. I'm a Christian. I love coffee. I love smoking my pipe. And I love outside. And right now I work at UPS as an early morning package handler. And that's basically it. That's just kind of where I am right now. That's pretty much all the context I'll need, 10 years down the road whenever I look back on this video and cringe at the way I talk, or the fact that I'm doing this at all, or the fact that I had this up on YouTube at one point and then privated it because I felt embarrassed. But that's where we're at. That's where I'm at right now. The way I do this obviously wouldn't be as intimate as if I were writing in a journal solely for myself. So hopefully, at the very least, whenever I talk about stories, I can remember the people involved and their names, because obviously I won't give those out as freely. And, of course, I won't be sharing any intimate details about mine and my wife's cooking recipes. You guys don't need to know that, okay? I'm not gonna give you my secret to my chicken noodle soup recipe or anything crazy like that. What am I, crazy? I'm not gonna be talking about that, okay? If I talk about my chicken noodle soup recipe, hopefully I'll remember that. Unless, I don't know, I hit my head and forget everything. In which case, thank goodness I said my name at the very beginning of this video so that I can at least remember that. But right now I'm smoking a Kentucky dark-fired tobacco out of my very first pipe that I ever bought for myself. Is a Savinelli Non-Peril is what it's called. I don't know what that means. But right now, this is my favorite pipe that I own. I really enjoy it a lot. I think it's a great smoke, and it fits well in the hand, and this is my regular go-to right now. But I wanted to do this specifically today just because it's an absolutely beautiful day. And there's still a little bit of snow on the ground. We just had like a series of snow and ice, which has made work especially difficult. I've had to go in really, really early, and all week last week I was one of a very few people to show up at work, and it was kind of brutal. We had to go in at midnight 2 nights ago, and we had to go in at 2:45 last night, which was a last-minute change of schedule. So it was especially wonderful to hear that news. Today was not a good day at work. I did not enjoy it at all, and typically I do enjoy my job. Like I really do enjoy what I do out at UPS. Like I think it's great. It keeps me active, and for the most part, I mean, it's generally free of drama, and I can go in, I can do my job, I can leave, I can come home to my family. Which is great. It's allowed me ample time to spend with my family through the day. It's allowed me to work on my hobbies and passions and side things that I also like to make money on, which is specifically photography. I love photography. My wife and I do it together. Recently, I've been kind of diving into realty photography a little bit, which has been a lot of fun. It's been nice because, for the most part, it's a change of pace where I can walk into a house, take photos of the home. I get to meet the owner of the home, which so far has been a lot of fun. Take photos and leave, which is a drastic difference from what I normally do, which is wedding photography, and that is just like go all the time, and you're always talking to people, and it's typically a full day affair, and you have weeks where you're editing, which I do love wedding photography as well, but it's just a nice change of pace to do this realty photography. I've really enjoyed it. But anyways, back to this morning. Last night, at the last minute, I was texted that we were starting an hour earlier than the schedule had originally anticipated, and this was at like 7:45. So if I would have known that before, I would have tried to get a little more sleep in. So already it just started out poorly from the get-go. So unfortunately, I didn't get as much sleep as I wanted to, and then this morning going in, it was long. We had a ton extra freight compared to what we normally have, and it just made the day incredibly long. We thought that maybe since we were getting in early, we may be able to get out a little bit earlier, but we didn't, and that wasn't super great. But for the most part, there's the other beautiful thing about UPS is I'm able to just kind of keep my head down, do my job. I'm able to have like an earbud in so I can listen to music and podcasts if I wanted to. Today I listened to Brand New, their album Science Fiction. Just a perfect go-to album. It's one of my favorites, especially during the cold weather. I've really, really enjoyed that. That and Mac Miller. Clearly, I get very angsty during the cold seasons. But yeah, that was the album. That was the album pick this morning, which was nice. I am able to kind of zone out and listen to the lyrics and the music and really, really enjoy that album a lot. Right now, I'm trying to read through the Bible, which I feel like most people can sympathize with this. I try to start that every year, and it's been very difficult to actually get through. But this year is a little bit different because one of my best buddies, he got me this incredible set. It's cut into seven different volumes, I guess you could say, of the 7 different major sections of how the scripture is broken apart. And it's a reader's Bible, is what it's called. So basically, it doesn't have chapter headings, it doesn't have verse numbers, and it reads like an ordinary book. And I didn't realize how beneficial that would be for me until I started reading it. And I love it. I love it so much. I didn't realize how ADD I am when it comes to reading books. Whenever I see chapter numbers and verse numbers, and then the little letters that correlate to a verse that it correlates with somewhere else in the Bible, and just get so distracted by that. And all of those things are incredibly beneficial, and I love them so much. If I ever wanted to do a deep dive into a specific passage of the scripture, like those have always come in handy, and they're great, and I love them. But whenever I'm just trying to read, I also think it's very beneficial to just read the scripture and just ingest what it says in plain text. This has been incredibly beneficial for that because I don't get so distracted. And also something I've noticed is I'm reading more at a time, because chapters can be very deceiving when you read 3 chapters a day. If you tell yourself, I'll read 3 chapters a day. Well, chapters can be so short or so incredibly long, and once you get to the end of that 3rd chapter, you almost feel, at least for me, I would feel almost exhausted, like, oh, all right, there it is. I've made my quota for the day. When, in fact, if you were to read just an ordinary book, the amount of words that you read in those 3 or 4 chapters that you'd read in the Bible, you'd barely get 3 pages in. So this Reader's Bible has been really beneficial, so I could actually read read the amount that I would normally read if I were reading an ordinary book, which has allowed me to read a lot more. It's been really nice. Right now I'm in Leviticus. I think I'm in like the second half of Leviticus, and that's really nice because most of the time, once you get to Leviticus and you start reading the laws, it does get difficult. It does get difficult to read through those, but I'm finding a lot more ease in being able to read through Leviticus now with this set. So thanks to my friend who got me that gift for Christmas. It's been incredibly beneficial for me. Over the past few months, a lot has changed pretty dramatically for us, because I'm working less hours than I ever have in my life, in my current job that I work, and inherently I'm making less money than I ever have, and that can be difficult to deal with for me sometimes. I sometimes get really anxious about that, though God has so wonderfully provided, and my wife and I are in a very good position. We own our house, and we have reasonably low payments, and that's been amazing. But still, I can't help but sometimes I can't help but feel anxious over working so little, and it makes it difficult sometimes. So times like this are really, really necessary, where I can come out and just kind of relax and be alone in my thoughts and kind of reflect and pray. It's been very beneficial, but still, that wonderful nagging feeling never fully goes away. But like I said before, I'm in a fortunate position that I do have the ability to do something that I love and also make money at it, and finding new opportunities to do that. I've tried to keep myself motivated to work on finding new opportunities to make money with photography, and that's also been really beneficial because it's made me realize, especially if you do it for the right reasons, if you push yourself and you really drive and you really stay disciplined in something, and you know your goal, the majority of the time you can achieve it. And that may be my personal experience. I don't want to make it seem like um, I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying everything you set your mind to, you will 100% achieve. Just work hard for it. I think there's some truth to that for sure. I think that if you put your head down and really stay disciplined in something, that you will find a way to be able to make a living or achieve your goals or whatever you're trying to attain. And it's been really hard, but it's also been really good. I think that both of those things kind of go together: difficulty and discipline and learning. All of those things kind of play into each other. And of course, I have an amazing wife that keeps me motivated, that I can talk to about this stuff, and she helps me in such amazing ways. I keep talking too much. My pipe keeps going out. Dang it. This is such a good tobacco. Oh, another thing that I do right now when I can is stream. At the moment, I play video games and stream and really enjoy that. But right now, it's been kind of difficult with the way that our home is set up and where our office is. It's been a little difficult to stay motivated to keep streaming, which makes it difficult to stay engaged and look forward to it like I used to. So hopefully, in the future, when we get a new house, and I possibly have a silent, dedicated office area, I can get back into that. But right now, it's been a little bit difficult to stay motivated to do that, which is probably a good thing. It's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. But it isn't the most lucrative thing in the world, and another part that makes it kind of difficult to do is while I'm streaming, I'm always thinking, man, I could be doing something else to try to make more money, or I could be working on my photography or some other skill or whatever to try to push me forward. So although I love to do it, right now it is a little bit difficult But yeah, it's not the smoothest thing in the world, but I feel like this is exactly how I would write everything down in my journal. Just spontaneous and chaotic. So if it's difficult to watch, I'm sorry. But also, this isn't for you, okay? This is for me. But Nate, why do you put it on YouTube then? Just keep it for yourself. Okay, nobody asked. Nobody asked. Okay, nobody asked you. Back whenever I worked at FedEx as a driver, speaking of talking to myself, back whenever I worked at FedEx, I had just gotten done with a 5.5 year tenure at a coffee shop that I absolutely loved. Loved my time there so much. But my day consisted of talking. So when I got the job out at FedEx, it was the first time in 5.5 years that I had spent most of my day completely silent. Which, you know, for good or bad, was mind melting. It was kind of difficult to get through my day without talking, and I learned a lot about myself in those times. Maybe that I need to shut up a little bit more. but yeah, so while I drove for FedEx, before I really got to know anybody and started talking on the phone through their Bluetooth vehicles with other people that worked there, for a good 2 or 3 months, I was just driving and I would have to say things. I would just say words. I would yell out street signs and it's kind of embarrassing. I would sing like roads like their names. And I probably looked like a maniac. If I had recordings of that time, I would hate it so much. Oh man. Man, I hope the audio is okay on these. If not, I'll find a better place. It's a little bit windy out right now, but I hope it works. I hope it's alright. And if the editing is choppy and dumb, it's because I'm generally not a video editor. And I don't even know if I'm gonna get around to editing it. Maybe I'm just gonna get so fed up with the idea of editing this video that I just upload it raw, like this. Just raw ordeal. Okay, the raw Nate. Probably won't do that. That's kind of embarrassing. But anyway, yeah, I hope I can edit this all right, and I hope I keep doing it. I've enjoyed it so far. What do you think? Do you guys care? I'm gonna look back on this. I'm gonna hate this so much. I'm gonna look back on this and hate it. But I also think it's really good. I think it's good for me to do this. At least I will think it's good for me until maybe my wife is like, I'm joking. She wouldn't do that. She would very delicately let me know. Like, maybe this isn't working out. Maybe you shouldn't do this. Uh, but anyway, yeah, whoever watches this, I appreciate you. Thank you for making it to the end. And if you didn't like fully make it to the end and just kind of skipped ahead and got to this, thank you for skipping ahead and avoiding all of the conversation that I've had with myself. I do have neighbors, though none of them are out right now. I have just this inkling that maybe I'm being looked at through a window somewhere. Like, what? What is this guy doing? I also don't know if this is necessarily the best angle. It's not very flattering, because I'm having to look down, and you're just seeing the back of my house, which also isn't very flattering. I don't want to insult my home. It has feelings too. But yeah, anyway, maybe I'll do this again. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll hate it. Maybe I'll like it. Keep going a little bit. I'll probably hate it. But anyways, thank you very much for sticking with me. And to me, in the future, thank you for sticking with me. And I wish you were here right now to tell me not to do this. Oh, man. But anyways, yeah, that's about it. Cheers, and peace out.